Hello everyone, Rexar here, and today we will have a quick look at grenades in Thunder Tier 1. So before we get into each individual grenade type tips, let me tell you, all of them are great and have their use and place in the game. I usually carry each grenade type at least once in my loadout. If you have more grenade types on you and you wanna change to another, you can just hold 3, that's the default key, and it will bring up a wheel menu where you can choose which grenade you want to have in your hand now. Also, when you are already holding a grenade in your hand, you can press X, by default the same button that switches your gun mode from auto to semi, and you will change to underhand throw, which is better if you want the grenade to travel shorter distance, or if you are in a building or tunnel. Now, let's start with the frag grenades. These nades are meant to kill on their own, or at least make the enemy give up on the cover so that you can shoot him. The main tip for this grenade would be, don't throw it on the spot you want it to land, but a little bit closer, because the grenades roll and can even bump into some terrain. So the aiming line is just the prediction of where the grenade is going to land initially, but you have to calculate where the nade will go after that. With that, if you know or are just guessing where an opponent is, nade that location. And then watch, because he might try to sidestep or run away from that. Don't only hope and count on your grenade to kill your enemy. Better player will give up on the cover you naded to evade his death. But this way, your nade has also done its purpose, because you pushed him away from his position so that you can shoot him in the open. If you are often dying without using grenades, or you just don't want to even carry them because of how heavy they are, then this tip is right for you. Just throw them after you spawn, before you are engaged in a firefight on the battlefield. As you are running towards the objective in Advanced and Secure, just throw a nade on the point, or try to cut off enemy reinforcements. Perhaps just pre-nade a common camping location, or a spot you just think enemy could be now. Either you are gonna get a kill for free, sometimes even 2, or you will get an information that no one is right on that spot as for now. In exfil mode, you can also just chuck a nade in the direction of enemy spawn, or use it to deny exfils. If you are on the receiving side of a grenade, then sidestep. Going either to the left or right is gonna give you highest chance of survival. I often see players running backwards away from the grenade, but it just catches them with bounces and rolling. You could also push forward in the direction of the nade, and you roughly know where the enemy is because he gave away his position by throwing it. Incendiary grenades. Unlike other grenades, these don't roll after an impact, so the aiming line is very precise, used mainly in choke points to delay the progress of opponents from that direction, or again, denying enemy cover. Incendiaries are great for post-plant, or after calling an exfil I should say, because at that point there is no longer fight over 3 sides, but only one. That's what makes the incendiary effective for both sides. The attackers who just call in the exfil can use incendiaries on the chokes so defenders can't come and stop the exfil. And on the other side, the defenders can throw incendiary right on top of the exfil location to prevent them or delay from exfil. If defenders manage to kill the exfil carrier, then the timer for the whole round gets much shorter, and using the incendiary grenade to even further delay the attackers from picking up the exfil is also a very good idea. All this of course makes the incendiary a very strong choice in the Advanced and Secure mode, since only some part of the map is unlocked, which creates more chokes, and also the fight is usually only over 1 point. By the way, if there is an incendiary in a corridor, you can surprise your opponent by running through it. You can survive it. It doesn't deal that much damage. However, I wouldn't recommend it, because even though you can survive it, it'll hurt you and thus give you many negative effects. Flashes. Flashes are really strong, and have their advantages and disadvantages. Unlike grenades that you can sidestep from, or incendiaries that you can just wait out or even run through, if you are flashed, there is not much you can do. You are about to get rushed and sprayed. But there is quite some requirements to using flashes correctly. Flashes need a follow-up. After flashing someone, you have to go and rush him, otherwise the flash was kinda wasted. If you didn't mean to only use the flash to slow down an enemy or do a fake, which is also a valid use. The flash effect only lasts for a bit, and because of that you need a good loadout for rushing. Something with good mobility to run fast, good dexterity so your aim stability recovers better, and light enough so you have more stamina to run around. And of course, a good gun for short range. Also, since the flash requires you to have a follow-up and run towards your target, it is best used in scenarios where you know exactly where the opponent is, since the flash lasts longer the closer to your target it explodes, and it is also best used against single target. Because if you flash one guy and run at him, he might have non-flash teammates around that will catch you while you are running in the open. Sometimes, you might get away with flashing 2 or more, but again, count with the fact that the enemies on the edges of the flash explosion will be flashed for shorter time. Just like with the nades, it is good idea to look at your enemy spawn and based on your spawn, throw the flash somewhere in between your spawns, rush the meetup point and flash it. Smokes. I have been having way too much fun with smokes lately, mainly on attack to smoke the exfil point. Either you will get away with an extraction, or you will force your opponent to spray the smoke, and by this he will give away his position and you can go kill him. Or extract while he is reloading. One way or another, smoking an exfil point is a great idea. Opponents are forced to shoot in the smoke. If they don't, they are risking a loss. If they do, they are giving away their positions. And smoke is only one budget point in your loadout too. You can of course also use the smoke to just shorten a sight of line of opponents. For example, on Silverdew there is a lot of people using scopes on the main road. But maybe you like using SMGs or assault rifles without scopes. Well, just throw the smoke on the road to obstruct the enemy vision. Just watch out, they can pre-fire the smoke. Smokes usually make more sense on attack, because of the exfils and getting closer to the site. However, you can pull sneaky smokes on defense as well. You can just throw a smoke and hide in it. And as the enemy is running around, you will see the sound waves and can assassinate him from that smoke. Using smoke on exfil and then incendiary on one of the chokes leading to that exfil point is a great combination of grenades.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I don't see that many smokes used, and they are only 1 point and you can make so many great plays with them. I don't see many incendiaries either. A lot of people are saying the attack is much harder, and while I agree with that, if you manage to get to the exfil point and smoke it, and set one of the chokes on fire and you cover the others, it is so hard for the defenders to stop the extraction. I don't see that many flashes either, and recently on Discord and on one of the dev streams, people suggested flashes are too short and weak. But I see them much more deadly than for example frag grenades, because of previously mentioned fact that you can dodge a frag, but if you are flashed, you are done. So I really hope this video helped you on how to use each of the grenade types. As I mentioned in the beginning, I am using all of them. So if you have some spare points in your loadout, get those grenades. And use them before you die. Don't let them be just an item that is making you heavier. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good one.